Nah. Now you're pushing it. Barcelona are apparently in for Konate. They heard free transfer and they went up like a dog. They said, that's literally what Barcelona did. We all know when it comes to actual transfer fees, Barcelona run. But when it comes to free transfers and loan, that's their bread and butter, lads. Now, Konate has been heavily linked for the past few years to Real Madrid on a free because Real Madrid obviously are having, kind of a let's say very short amount of center backs because Xavi Alonso not really convinced with Asensio, loves Hoyson. Rudiger's getting up there in age. Militao's ACLs have given out multiple times. And Alaba, they're getting rid of him because he's too old. They rather pay for him to get out of the club than actually play for the club because he's getting injury prone and up there in age. So in reality, they have Hoyson and Rudiger for now, but not much depth after that. So Real Madrid have been very desperate to get him on a free since they've been moving like Barcelona. Trent on a free, Mbappe on a free, and so on. So they're literally saying, you know what? Konate is the next guy, and possibly Saliba, depending on how his contract situation goes with Arsenal. Barcelona think they could jump ahead of Real Madrid on this because one thing's for sure. With Barcelona, you may have to take a pay cut, but with Real Madrid, they're not broke enough to be asking for pay cuts. And Konate knows that it's really going to be between Liverpool and Real Madrid because Barcelona, in reality, are not going to be giving him that signing bonus that other two clubs will be giving him in case he does join. But it's been, the worst kept secret, like Trent to Real Madrid, that Konate would eventually join Real Madrid. But Barcelona are going to try to hijack that. But once those terms come into play and they try to sell them, you're going to be playing for the badge. That's when Konate is going to walk away, say, no. Because in reality, Real Madrid and Liverpool are going to offer him this amount of money and he's going to be playing for the badge. Barcelona think that players are going to play for this amount of money because they're Barcelona. But in reality, times have changed. Money talks. Konate has been not extending his contract because he knows the more he makes clubs wait, the more money he's going to get, especially if it's a bidding war. And Barcelona just cannot get into that bidding war in reality. They needed an attacker. Guess what they did? They went out and got Rashford on loan. Those are the transfers that Barcelona are going to get. But they, in reality, do need a transfer like this because with Inigo Martinez going to Al Nassr, they're looking also a bit shaky with the center back, duo. They're going to have to rely on Ronald Araujo now. And Ronald Araujo is a great defender, but on the ball, he gets extremely antsy and makes, a lot of errors. He's error prone when on the ball. And to be a Barcelona center back and be error prone on the ball, that tells you everything you need to know. You can get away with that at Burnley, can get away with that at United, but you won't be getting away with that at Barcelona, especially with their play style. But Liverpool are still active in talks, and my thing is with Liverpool is genuinely welcome a transfer fee from Real Madrid, even if it's 10, 15 million, because that's better than letting them go for free, and then you can go out there and get more center backs in. I know you just got that 18-year-old from Italy, but you need a center back, one more center back at least, considering Van Dijk's getting up there in age. Konate may be leaving on a free next year. You already sold Kwanzaa. So genuinely, I think Liverpool are also suffering the same thing, something that the likes of Arsenal and City have really prepared themselves, which is bring in lots of center backs, lots of options. Arsenal now, they kind of learned their lesson from Rob Holding. Now they have Saliba, Gabriel, Kiwior, Calafiori. They've got tons of options in the center back position. Back then, it was Rob Holding, and Gabriel, and pray for the best. If Gabriel Saliba went down, it was Rob Holding. Or sometimes it was, Callum Chambers with Tierney and Rob Holding getting 5-0 by City. So they learned their lesson. But Liverpool, if you're going to want to repeat championship, Konate's going to have to either get extended, find a replacement, and also, you got to find yourself some depth for Van Dijk because, like I said, he's getting up there in age. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. If you were Konate, where would you go? Personally, I would stay at Liverpool. It seems like Liverpool became the new Galacticos, and Real Madrid are moving more like Liverpool were 5 years ago. Kind of wild to say in the big 2025, but that's the truth.